Yo, yo, yo. It's D.Arthur in the building. I'm talking to you guys today about semen retention, woman attraction. Why does it seem that you personally become more of an attractive person to men and women alike when you go on semen or retention, as opposed to you consistently relapsing, consistently letting go of your seminal fluid? See, the thing is, when you decide to retain your seminal fluid. Now, what is semen retention? Semen retention is the act of conserving your seminal energy, your nut within your pent up ejaculate, and then holding that energy. So it basically means like you have an extra layer of energy somehow within you. You can when you testosterone peaks at probably the seventh day. So if you retain for at least 7 days, you're gonna notice on the seventh or eighth or maybe ninth, it's different for some people, but you're gonna notice that the seventh day probably the built up semen is gonna feel like it's gonna shoot through the back of your neck, and you're just gonna feel you're gonna just have a lot more energy. You're just gonna have a lot more testosterone. You're gonna have pent up ejaculate, and this, now to some people this may seem bad, and to people who know, this actually is a very good thing. There's two types of people when this happens. When they feel their seminal fluid start to back up, start to accumulate, they start to panic. They start, they think, oh, I shouldn't be feeling like this. Feeling this way is bad, and then they let it go and they release. But the people who know a little bit better, they realize that this semen contains testosterone. It contains nutrients. It helps you contain energy, and if it's retained long enough, it reabsorbs into your body, and overall it just makes you more of an attractive person. And if you hold this long enough, it can help you change dramatic things in your life. It can help you change dramatic things in your behavior, which is probably the most important thing. Your behavior, how women perceive you. This is also a very thing. How confident you are, your intelligence, and your creativity. Now, how is holding your seminal fluid have a direct correlation on any of these? I thought it was just there. People just might say it was just there to be there. Now, it has a direct correlation on your intelligence. Now, how is this possible? See, the thing is, when you retain your seminal fluid, it reabsorbs back into your body and it shoots up to your brain. And then what it does is like it helps your brain start processing things at maybe at a higher rate. It helps your intuition become full bloom. It means that you're just gonna have a stronger intuition. And if you have a stronger intuition, your decision making is going to be a lot better. You're gonna be more confident, and you're just gonna be an overall happier person. Because also, what tends to happen when you retain is the dopamine in your brain starts to accumulate. You start having more dopamine receptors start circulating when you retain. That's why you might feel a little bit sad when you relapse, the moment after you relapse, because once you let it go, it's going to take at least a week or 2 weeks for it to accumulate to make you feel the effects again. So anyways, your confidence level, your intelligence, your creativity, your intuition, all of these are benefits that start happening to you when you decide to retain your seminal fluid. Now, if you decide to do this long enough, like I said, there's going to be some dramatic changes to you that is going to make your life change a little bit. You're going to start having more confidence. You're going to have an alpha male mindset. You're going to start thinking things are actually possible. You're not going to have excuses. You're going to become a person who is transcending his life. He's transforming his life. And this is attractive to people in general. You might start noticing people start asking you for advice. You might start noticing that women start giving you the eye. You might start noticing that you're just getting more attention from people in general. You might start noticing that people feel your presence. People feel the aura. People feel who you are. And you can utilize to your advantage. You might start noticing that you have a deep desire to accumulate abundance in your life. There is a correlation between seminal retention and being wealthy, because if you're going to be an entrepreneur type, if you're going to be a person who earns a lot of money, you're going to have high energy, and you're going to have skills. Now, when you relapse, you don't really want to. You start thinking that things that you have to do is more of a chore than you getting to do it. You start realizing everything is, you don't want to do the work. You just want to curl up in your bed and be on yourself. But if you retain, you're gonna have the masculine edge in situations. People might fear you. You might be known as someone who is. You might be looked at with people might admire you. You might be looked at as if you were, let's say, LeBron James, or someone with a very high who is very highly notarized. This might start happening to you. You might start, like I said, you might start being more sophisticated. Now, how do you utilize seminal retention to get the things that you want? Maybe it's woman attraction, maybe it's more accumulation of wealth, and things like that. Now, if seminal retention isn't the only thing that you need to do to accumulate the life that you want or the woman that you want, what happens is once you start retaining, what also needs to happen is your habits need to change a little bit. You need to start meditating. Seminal retention plus meditation helps you create a very divine, makes you live in a divine-like state of mind. You start realizing that anything is actually possible. Everything that you were told to believe might not be the full truth. You have to take a second look. You have to get it from your perspective. You start realizing that a lot of things that maybe you were told before might not be 100% complete. There could be another story to it. You start looking at other people. Maybe you have a desire for wealth accumulation. You start looking at the people who are wealthy. Then you start questioning about what they are doing from the rest of the people to get them to how they got themselves like that, and how the rest, maybe the bottom 95% are where they are. You start asking questions. You have a hunger for knowledge. You might start going to Google and start trying to figure things out. You might have a quest for reading books. You might just want to start reading. You might have your throat chakra, your throat, your voice, your inner voice might want to speak out. You might want to, if you have maybe social media, you might start revealing yourself more. You might start posting. You might start making videos. You might just start becoming just a very more expressive human being. And being expressive is very, very good, because if you're expressive, people will start to realize what type of person you are. People who are attracted to that, they'll start being attracted to you. People who aren't attracted to that, they'll deteriorate. They'll think that maybe it's not, maybe your vibes don't match. Because the thing is, the people who stick around in your life and the people who are attracted to you, they share similar things to you. They have similar mindsets. They have similar values. They're operating from a similar vibration. Now, what is vibration? Vibration is your default set mood, your default energy, how enthusiastic you are, how excited you are, how much enthusiasm you have about life. People with a dull vibration, negative vibration, you might find these people who are always complaining, are money repellents, might be getting more sick than usual. These are people with lower vibrations, and if you have a lower vibration, you're gonna attract lower quality things to your life. You might start realizing that people with lower vibrations, people get angrier at them. This is energy transference. Someone with a low aura, someone with a dull aura, might start attracting the negativity from other people. someone who's always negative, always complaining, always talking about misery, might start attracting people similar who are always complaining. Now, someone with a higher vibration, someone who's energetic, who's positive, who's enthusiastic, who attracts money, who attracts abundance, they will start getting they will start, they're called generators, and they will start attracting the best from other people. Their best foot forward might be coming from other people. People who have, let's say, energetic auras, people who retain, men who've retained have accumulated a lot more dopamine in their bodies, and now they're attracting their dopamine receptors is talking to other people's dopamine receptors, and now they're communicating subconsciously, and that's how you can see, that's how you attract the people in your life. It's all a subconscious communication. The people who are attracted to you will start to stick around. You might be more drawn to them as opposed to other people. All this has to do with the vibration. How negative are they? How positive are they? Are they intimidated by your presence, or do they like your presence? There's a difference between this, because someone who's intimidated by your presence, they don't feel as if they are on the same level as you, so they have to do certain things to maybe get your approval. Other people who like your aura, who are attracted to your aura, they might find you as someone who maybe can help them, and maybe you guys can mastermind it with each other. There's two different types of people: people who are intimidated by your aura and presence, and people who are drawn to your aura and presence. It's up to you to figure out who these people are, and to have them be attracted to you or them be repelled to you. And all of this kind of starts when you go on retention. You start figuring out things out more. Your intuition is full blown, and you're just a very attractive person in general, not just to women, but to men and women alike. Leaders might be attracted to you more because they think you have an aura about you. Maybe people who are in positions of authority and you've been retaining, they might find you more attractive to somebody who has, instead of opposed to someone who's been relapsing, just because of that subconscious communication as to say that you are a leader. This is what happens when you go on retention. So I mean, if you can relate, comment and subscribe. If you think it's all BS, then try it out for yourself. Like, comment and subscribe. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.